I was first introduced to the Xenoblade Chronicles series by the announcement that Pyra and Mythra were coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The reveal trailer got me really interested, and I decided to pick up the game. A few months later, I picked up the game and absolutely loved it. From the sprawling environments, beautifully crafted story, well-written characters, and such awesome music. In this video, I just want to discuss why this game is a masterpiece and should be played by everybody. And there should be no spoilers, but if there are, I will let you know. I hope you enjoy. The story of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is, well, an emotional roller coaster. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll get extremely attached to each character. In the world of All Rest, everyone lived in harmony with the architect. But one day, the architect casts them out. Everyone was struggling, but the architect took pity on them. He sent out his servants, the Titans. The game starts with the main protagonist, Rex. Rex is a salvager who, well, salvages. One day he has been hired by terrorist group Torna to unhaul the legendary Aegis from down below. Long story short, Rex touches Pyro's core crystal, bonding him as her new driver, and from there, an emotional roller coaster erupts. This is just the main synopsis, but there is so much depth in the story. The world building is fantastic for each Titan. I feel like each Titan had a certain culture with their own governments and people. Each character felt like a real person, and I had such an emotional connection to them. The writers put their heart in making sure each character is likable, and the plot is gripping from start to finish. The gameplay in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is very complex. For starters, you can take control of one of your 3 party members in battle. In combat, you have your auto attacks. Your auto attacks come in a set of 3, each having more damage than the last. Your auto attacks fill up your arts. Arts are effects that can heal, do damage, or defend your player. Once you do enough arts, your arts fill up your blade combos. Blade combos are special moves your blade, like Bridget can do, for example. This is just surface level of combat system, but trust me, it starts out a bit slow, but soon it gets so much fun to the point I will fight any enemy in the overworld, just for the heck of it. The music in not only Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but the entire franchise has been out of this world. There are songs that get you hyped like Counterattack, songs that will make you cry like Walking With You, and songs that you just want to pause the game and jam out. The game also has some very good area themes. Some things I recommend checking out are Moradane roaming the wastes, Tintau, the World Tree, and the Argentum Trade Guild. Heck, even Shadow of the Lowlands got a music video on Nintendo's channel. A few battles themes that I recommend are Zeke, Bringer of Chaos, The Power of Jin, You'll Recall Our Names, and Incoming. It is clear how hard Mitsuda and others worked on each song and make sure that it never gets old the more times you hear it. Okay, so that was the end of my positive section. This is a segment where I discuss the many criticisms of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This will have some spoilers, so I highly recommend skipping to the end of the video. Now, this is one of the most prominent criticisms of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, are the absolute garbage tutorials. The tutorials can either A, give out blatant misinformation, or B, not explain anything enough for the player to have a full grasp of the mechanic. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 3, they show text and images so the player can see exactly what to do. 2 is just text. Once you see it, you'll never ever see it again. Luckily, in the Torna DLC, you are able to visit the tutorials in the menu. But it is still inexcusable that even in an update, that 2 doesn't at least have the ability to have the tutorials in the menu. This is the reason why many people, like Enel and Sugar Conroy, have made their own videos explaining mechanics. If you are having trouble understanding the combat, I highly recommend you watch the videos. Now I know that I praise the story like a god, but I have to admit, there are a few pacing issues. An example can be Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is by far my least favorite chapter, and by far the worst chapter in the entire game. After the emotional ending of Chapter 3 with Van Damme's death and Mythra's awakening, you have to do filler quests that could easily be made as side quests, and the rest of the chapter is just a quest that does not impact the main story at all. While you could argue that getting Poppy QT was good, but she was only used for that chapter. For the rest of the game, she is in her normal form. You could easily remove the entire chapter from the game, and nothing would have been changed about the main story, other than finding Fan Lenoren or finding out that Jin has a dead body frozen in ice. This is by far the most criticized part of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, besides the awful tutorials. The voice acting isn't as good as the first games, and, well, I could kinda agree with the statement. Rex's screams have been made fun of for being pretty bad, and while I agree, his VA is actually really good at crying and talking casually. But this is not any other voice actor's fault. The voice direction was all over the place. Late game, Rex's screams were really good and all the other VAs were fantastic. But this just proves that the voice acting was awful and the VAs actually had potential, but the poor voice direction lowered their talents. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know that it is very short and I probably did some things that were trash, but this is my first review video, so I hope I improve. This game means so much to me, and I hope to at least convince someone to buy this gem. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.